15 Minutes With. It's good to be back. And our guest today is Eva Castillo, and she is Director of Services at Hope Haven, a division of Imagine the Possibilities, and for, over 70 years, am I right? Providing opportunities for those with disabilities here in the area.
Yeah. Here in Southeast Iowa. So, yeah.
And Eva, you've given over 20 years of your life to that.
Yes, over 20 years.
To Hope Haven. Tell me, first of all, why working with folks with disabilities, how you got, what path took you there? Because it's definitely a challenge to make it a lifelong career.
Yeah. And so I didn't know that was the career that I was going to take. I started there part-time. They had a micro business of window washing. So I started as a window washer.
Were you out of high school, out of college? Or?
I had met my high school sweetheart, married, had children young, and decided to enter the workforce just part-time. So, that's kind of how that happened. And so really...
you were washing windows at first?
Yeah, washing windows. And then, it just kind of grew, and I became a job coach, a job developer, programmer, and now the director of services for that. So was it just a job at first? Yeah. Just a job.
When did the love start for Hope Haven?
Oh, probably, 3 or 4 years in. I felt like that was my calling. My mom has a disability, and so, you don't think about how you help somebody or accommodate someone in life and different things like that. And I just saw myself just being, a teacher and helping, and I just knew that was my niche, and that's what I wanted to do.
That's so great.
Yeah. It's so cool.
Tell everybody what Hope Haven is if I didn't describe it well.
Disabilities can look so different for everyone, and they've changed and developed over the years. I think we serve, people with, mental health diagnosis, physical ailments. So yes, everywhere. So we serve Southeast Iowa, 6 counties. I mean, we go far up to Jefferson County in Washington, Lee, Louisa, Des Moines, Henry. And now since we've merged with Imagine last year in November, we're now one of the largest providers in the state of Iowa. And so we provide those residential services, vocational services, where people can come and do leisure activities. And the program that I love the most, and I've been over 20 years doing, is employment, helping individuals, identify their career pathway, what they want to do, and how to be a part of society, and work and live and play.
Get in the workforce.
Yeah.
My stepsister, and she's really my sister, I should just call her my sister, but has intellectual disabilities and grew up with that. And I remember when she got into the workforce, how excited she was.
Yeah.
And just loved it. And we'd go, she worked at McDonald's out in Arizona, and they had a great program.
Yeah.
It did at the time. And it really changed her. And you saw the independence. It changed her as a person. Yeah.
Creates so much confidence. And so Hope Haven had the supported employment started in 1988. So we've been over 30 years been providing employment programming to individuals. And it looks so different,
Yeah.
It could be skill development, transitioning from high school to adult life and what that looks like, building your resume, going through, interview skills and things like that, and making that connection with those employers. And we just have some amazing employers in Southeast Iowa and been so supportive over the years. It is just phenomenal how amazing they all are. And, every October we, have an event where we recognize individuals for their years of employment.
Yeah.
And this year, we have 2 individuals that have worked for over 35 years of their life. And we're just going to be able to celebrate those things and have a luncheon, and they get a little plaque, and they get to get up there and speak about what work means to them and how it's impacted their life. And I just think that's amazing. That
is really great. That you get to see that growth. You've been there 20 years. So you folks that, and Hope Haven doesn't provide housing.
Yes, we do.
You do?
We do. We have residential where we have, home settings where individuals can live, and we provide support, whatever that may look like. It could be 24/7. It could be just coming in and supporting them with minimal tasks. Maybe they need help going to the doctor or arranging appointments and things like that. We have a supported community living program, so people live on their own. You drive and do all those things.
Yeah.
And, they may need someone to still come in and support them, maybe with making some healthy decisions on meal planning and knowing, maybe a diabetic, recipes and different things, and just different things to help them be successful in life so they can be the most independent that they truly can be.
And you talked about employers being open to. Have you seen that grow over 20 years?
Oh.
Just with employers saying, "Yeah, we have a spot for someone who may be challenged a little bit."
Yeah.
Was that tough at first?
It can be. I think there's been a stigma. I mean, I think that sometimes people, may only see that people can do like these tasks. Maybe they can only clean, maybe they're only dishwashers and different things. And I think we have, opened our eyes, ourselves and employers to really see what that ability is and not focus on that disability. Because they really can do anything that they put their mind to, and they have more skill set if they just given that opportunity to showcase it. And
Even wheelchair bound folks.
Yeah. I mean, I have people that are nonverbal and still can communicate with technology and their communication devices and things like that. And so I think that it really has evolved. I mean, we still have some way to go. I mean, it is.
Yeah.
It's hard sometimes not to see the wheelchair or see someone not be able to communicate with them, but give them time. They can, and they can achieve what they set out to do.
Hope Haven's there providing vocational skills, residential, community living, employment, crisis services, and I read for over 350 individuals in Southeast Iowa. Is it more than that?
Well, now just with the merge, I think there's probably several. So,
yeah, which is good because services have expanded.
Yeah. I think bigger is better, and better together. We want to be able to provide the best services that we can. Across the country, across the state of Iowa, not the country. That's way too much. I don't want to go there. But I do want to, share the message and get that out there. I mean, October is National Disability Employment Awareness Month.
Yeah.
The city council the other night, did a proclamation for us, and we're just so excited to see that support and know that people see that and recognize that employment is important to all. And I think that's the theme this month, or, for the National Employment Disability Awareness Month, is access to good jobs for all.
Yeah.
Because there's, you may look at someone and not know that they have a disability, but they might.
Absolutely.
And we just want to be supportive and help them achieve life goals. I mean, we all love work, right? I mean, I do.
Yeah, absolutely. A vocation and having a livelihood outside of and seeing that growth, they just need someone to spur them on and tell them they can do it.
Right.
Because probably for a bit of a time, someone said they couldn't, or they saw barriers.
Yep.
And Hope Haven kind of helps break those down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now you have folks that do have housing. Mm-hmm. But are there folks that come on a daily basis to a Hope Haven location just to work and then?
Yep. Yeah. So we still obviously operate, hopefully, yours thrift store. We also have the Can Redemption Center. Those are where individuals are working in those settings and things like that. Those settings are used as training platforms. We want to gain skills to re-enter back into the workforce, maybe. They're not ready.
Like a first step.
Kind of a next step, gaining those skills, kind of in an environment that maybe has more supports than, what they might experience in the general workforce. So preparing them for those kind of things. But the ultimate goal is that employment first in that setting, hired by that employer, making above minimum wage, doing those type of work activities. So
that independence.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You've probably seen it. You've been there 20 years. Have you had clients that you've seen that go all the way back to when you started?
Yeah, and I think that I see them now, and they're kind of graduated on. They don't need those supports anymore, and they're still successfully employed. I think of an individual at the hospital that is just killing it. I mean, he's rocking life right now, and I just love
he's been there forever. And
he just is getting ready to celebrate 10 years at the hospital. So, but yeah, you see those individuals achieving so much, and it's makes you feel good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't always like that. If someone had a disability, but talking 30, 40 years ago, you were told that was a sentence of, well, you're bound to this.
Yep. And you can only be here, and you can work in a setting where it's more segregated, that you're with just people with disabilities, that you know, can't be with others, you know. And, we're breaking those barriers down. I mean, you see that all across the country.
You mentioned Hopefully Yours.
Yes.
And Hopefully Yours, when I come in and buy something for Hopefully Yours, that goes straight back to Hope Haven.
Yeah. So
tell us where that is and about Hopefully Yours.
Gosh, you can put me on the spot. It's on Jefferson Street. I think it's 617 Jefferson Street. Yes. So, yes. And so, you know, that, you know, has again been over 20 years since we started that. And it was just a little building on the Douglas block, and people would donate items, you know, and we just started to make that into a business for individuals. They could come in and price things and run the cash register and sell. And, you know, I think this is our final location. We've been through a couple, but after a fire, we were able to secure that location down there in Jefferson Street. And it's just a wonderful store, you know.
Yeah.
That gives back just to everybody, not only the individuals that are working there, but also other programs that we can support. You know, sometimes the homeless shelter, or we work with the Loft or domestic violence shelter, where if people need items, then we can help them with those items.
And I wonder how many people have realized Hope Haven services by going into Hopefully Yours.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right?
And,
yeah. Yep.
and didn't know that was a connection, and they could branch off and get your services.
I think I've heard that before, that people did not know that Hopefully Yours was ran by Hope Haven. So, which is, you know, in a way, you know, cool. Just, I think sometimes, there's always the stigma of different things that, you know, come with different, you know, over time, you know, we've served this population of individuals, but we're so much more, and we've developed, you know, with our crisis stabilization programs, you know, our transitions, we want to be a step above. You know, we want to always be thinking of what we need to do in order to help individuals, you know, be the most successful. If that's through technology, assistive devices, we're always just trying to work on, you know, what's coming.
Yeah.
How can we help people?
If they have a desire, a lot of times you hear where they want to be or what they want to do in life.
Yeah.
And so you just kind of... they take the path from there, right?
Yeah. It is their plan. It is their path. What they want to do. They're in the driver's seat. They're guiding their ship and telling us, you know, these are my goals. This is what I want to do, and this is how I want to get there. So help me. I
bet you're not the only long-term person at Hope Haven.
No.
Are there a few? I got a feeling it feels like the type of place where you go, if you fall in love, you're not going to want to leave.
Yeah. We have many staff that have the longevity of 35, 40 years. I mean, we're getting ready in May to celebrate 75 years of being Hope Haven and providing the services here to Southeast Iowa. And we're going to have a big party and do some fun things. But
I was going to ask about employment opportunities. And are they out there?
They are. And, you know, I think you can still check out our website, Hope Haven, and it links you to the Imagine portal, and you can apply for, you know, the many different jobs that are out there. Because if you want to make an impact, it's where you can do it. You know, both, you know, residentially, vocational, working with individuals. It's such a rewarding job. It really is.
What do you feel? Because not everyone is suited to work at Hope Haven and to work with folks with that have challenges of many kinds.
Right.
What type of person would you say you would want to work at Hope Haven?
Right. A caring, compassionate person, patience, out of the box thinker. Because I think that you have to think of, like, how is this person going to achieve this? You may see a barrier. Of like, oh gosh, they can't do that. They're not going to be able to cook this or make their bed or vacuum this room. But you just got to break down those steps and just gradually, you know, do those things and introduce that. And I think if you have patience, again, and just caring, you're going to get there. And those, you know, those are the type of people that we want to.
Well, I would ask you if it's your most rewarding job, but it's the one you've had for 20 years.
Yes.
There's something you love about it. I got a
It
feeling.
is. Yep.
What did you want folks to know about Hope Haven today in this 15 minutes with? We were talking before, how do we cram everything we love
in there
in the
right?
15 minutes?
Oh, goodness. I just think that, we have a really supportive community, and I can't thank everyone enough for everything that they do. I mean, from the libraries, when we go in and have individuals wanting to research items and different things and how they give back to their community, we equally want them to give back to us.
You're a nonprofit,
yeah, right. Yep.
So tell me about that, like the community coming forth and help you maybe.
And they do. They really do rally. I mean, whether they're shopping in our stores or, supporting our mission and helping, individuals, achieve those different life, events.
Do folks in other career areas come to Hope Haven and show individuals, hey, this is my job and this is what I do?
Those kind of things are all the time. We need, so coming up next Friday, October 25th, we have the Iowa DD Council coming in and doing voter education. So if you want to know how to vote and what accommodations you might need in order to vote, we have those people coming in and providing that education to individuals. If there's different health issues or things, we have, people come in and talk with, about diabetes or, aging population or it's amazing. We just really do have a great community and a strong community that really rallies behind anything that we need in order to support individuals, be a part of their community.
Yeah. I've seen my sister grow and find a job, and, just landmarks and find love, things that maybe she didn't think were ever going to happen. And it's been great to see that growth.
And earning money.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's nice.
I mean, they have lots of goals of what they want to do with that money and what they want to spend it on and different things, and just being part of the society.
Yep. What's a day for Eva at Hope Haven?
Oh goodness, every day is
where
different.
Where are your hands at? I know you're director of services there.
So I think when you think about rehabilitation services, we want them to create relationships. So if John goes for coffee every day and gets coffee, then he's ordering that coffee from that cashier, and he's doing this routine that he's developed. And then one day he's not there, and that cashier's like, "Well, where's John? How's he doing? Where's he at? What's he doing?" Because he made that connection. And so we want people to be part of their community and making those relationships and connections. And so we're doing that within our day rehabilitation programs. We're trying to be where we can learn about, people that are attending day hab. Maybe they want to learn about work. So what does work look like? Maybe they've never worked, but they knew they wanted some, day hab activities. But so we introduce work, or we talk about, how to access resources, how to vote, how to, if you wanted to join a club or something, or maybe there's a spiritual, you want to join, it could be anything.
Yeah, the
you
performance arts.
I
bet you've probably seen that over the years.
Be a player's workshop, you could do anything. Or what does it look like at the radio station? You know what I mean? We just want them to know their community so that they can access resources. If you or I weren't there to support them, you want them to have that. So if tomorrow I wasn't there to support John, would John know how to go order his coffee and do what he needs to do,
Yeah.
And those are what we want to do. We want to create those skill sets for individuals so that they can access their community and be a part of it.
Eva, if I have a family member who I know Hope Haven would definitely serve them well, how do I get involved? How do I find out about services?
Again, our website is really informational. Or like us on Facebook. We share some of those different stories and what's going on is definitely a way. And then our Facebook has the referral options, and you can really just click some buttons, and make that referral. And because we're part of Imagine the Possibilities, again, the largest provider in Iowa, we can serve in many different areas,
Yeah.
I talked about what we look like here in Southeast Iowa, but, even if you have somebody that's, a family member that lives somewhere else that might resource, we may have connections there, and different things. So just click on the website page and it'll get you connected with the referral process and everything that's going on.
Yeah. And the website is
hopehavencorp.com.
Okay.
And really, again, it will take you not only just to our page, but since our merge, it'll link you to Imagine's page too.
Before you go, where did you grow up? Did you grow up here in Burlington?
I actually grew up in Dallas City, Illinois.
Yeah.
So I actually live across the river there in Lomax.
Okay.
Again, I married my husband 25 years this year. And
did you say right out of high school?
Yeah.
That's pretty
right
great.
out of high school.
Yeah.
Yep. Celebrating 25 years this year, and I have 3 boys. So pretty cool.
That's awesome. Well, thanks for what you do in your service of 20 years, from window washer up to director of services.
I know.
That's a heck of a promotion. Eva Castillo with Hope Haven, a division of Imagine the Possibilities, providing opportunities for those with disabilities for so many years. And we told you that website, if someone in your family needs, or if that's you, if you want to access Hope Haven services, from providing vocational skills, residential community living, employment, crisis services for so many in Southeast Iowa. It is hopehavencorp.com, hopehavencorp.com. And Eva Castillo, thanks for what you do for the community. Thanks for giving back.
Yeah, and thanks for having me and let me share that story
You bet.
and tell about it.
Yeah, you bet.
It's important.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Okay.